XDefiant is only a week away, and it is time to talk about the matchmaking system that they will go with when it comes to when we play games with our friends and fellow competitors. We will also take a look at the schedule of events leading up to the launch of XDefiant, including a new trailer for the Battle Pass and a briefing which we will go over in just a bit. But let's talk about the matchmaking process as this is the most highly anticipated topic. So this is an article from the actual Ubisoft and X Defiant team with Mark Rubin, and if this was written on May 14, 2024, yesterday. Let's have a read. As we get closer to our long-awaited launch, we wanted to take some time to outline matchmaking systems in X Defiant. We know this is a hot topic in the FPS space, and in keeping with our commitment for transparency, we have put together some details for you. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. The most important thing to know is there is no such thing as skill based matchmaking in the casual playlist, and they want to emphasize casual playlist. A lot of people have been looking at this as like, or is there going to be SBMM, which is skill based matchmaking, in the casual and online ranked play. By looking at this, and it's highlighted too, X Defiant is not going to have skill based matchmaking in the casual playlist. We believe that no SBMM is paramount to a fun and varied game experience in the long term. Frankly, skill based matchmaking or SBMM means every casual game is repetitive. Constantly repeating matches are just as stressful as match with as ranked. We believe casual playlists to be fun and no SBMM is the way to do that. If you want that competitive every second play style, you'll find our ranked mode to your liking. So there is SBMM but in the ranked mode, not in the casual just for fun mode. So if you guys want your SBMM, go to ranked. If not, go to casual. Keep in mind that they have different game modes, so you have to practice. Matchmaking factors. This is the big one. Each playlist will prioritize different factors when finding you a match. These factors are sorted based on the intended gameplay experience for your individual playlist. In short, or TLDR, casual play. Matchmaking puts a priority on fast internet connection times. It will try to match latency and regions where possible. For example, let's just say you live in LA, like I do, Los Angeles. There just happens to be a server here in LA. So if you live in Los Angeles and your server is in LA, you expect to have a good matchmaking casual play experience. Well, let's just say you live in New York. There's a server nearby. Whatever server is nearby there is going to be your server of play. Okay, in New York. They want to emphasize the connection times and latency and regions. So I just happy to be lucky living here in LA because there is a server for XDefiant here in LA. Ranked play. Ranked play matchmaking prioritizes quality matches. It will wait longer for appropriate players. It is segmented by rank levels and will only matchmake players within that range. It also employs latency and region preferences where possible. Rank play will be added in a future season, so make sure to keep your skills sharp in the casual play until 10. So they will add rank play in a future season, so they want you to play casual for the moment, because I know for sure there's gonna be a lot of sweat lords out there. No, I am not joking. There's still sweat lords in X Defiant, but at least it's not Call of Duty level. Let's talk about the the order of matchmaking in terms of both. Casual play has six. The first one they look at is latency. preferring smaller pings, like I said earlier about the servers. If you live in LA and there's a server in LA, then they will take that into priority because of ping. Ping is king according to many in the FPS space when playing. So your ping is king in casual play. Avoided players. This is a new one that I never heard of. Restricts matchmaking between any players currently avoiding one another through muting. So let's just say, for example, you don't like somebody and you want to mute them, and then you want to avoid them. That's what the avoided players late matchmaking order is. So they will take that into account. Number three is party size. So how many players are in your party? For example, me and Bryce are gonna play XDefiant next week. Therefore, my our party size is two. Plus, the other players that want to play that are not in party, they can play. They can also play. That's number three. Who prefers to match parties against parties of the smaller size, of similar size. So me and Bryce are two. Then another party of two. That's four, and then they take that into account. Number four is region. Where are you, and what's your language? Prefers players from the same region and language. So again, I'm in the Southwest region or LA region. We call it region LA, Southwest. California, Southwest. Language, English. Let's say that I'm going to be matched up with players from the Southwest and that have the same language, like English. So I'll have an advantage with that area because my region and with my language. So for example, I have a matchmaking with players from California, okay, or the Southwest in this case. Maybe they take it into more consideration where you live. California, Los Angeles. Where's my nearest server? Los Angeles. What's my language? English. So they take that into account for number four. Number five, input device. Players using the same input method. For example, are you a mouse and keyboard player? Are you a controller person? Now, in the recent times, I've been learning how to play mouse and keyboard. Now, VR chat is a little bit of a wild card because, as you know, I have made VR chat worlds with FPS in mind, first person shooter. Makes sense. That is why I made my first map city PvP. Okay. Now, what? Why does that have to do with anything here? Because I'm showing you when I do my VR chat world maps, we're doing PvP mouse and keyboard. So, what is your input device? Are you playing with the controller or are you playing with mouse and key? If you're playing with mouse and key, they're going to try to matchmake you with the same people who play mouse and keyboard. Now, that keep in mind it will also depend on the platform, which is number six. Are you playing on computer from Ubisoft Connect? Are you playing on Xbox, Xbox Series S and X? Are you playing on the PS5? That's the order. That's the way that you're gonna go. So once again, in summary, latency, avoided players, party size, region, input device, and your platform. That's the order for casual. Now let's go over rank play. Now rank play is a little bit different in the first one. Everything else is mostly the same. Number one is going to be based on rank points. Only matches with an acceptable rank range. So for example, here's but here's my idea. What is what I think they're gonna do because we do not know the rank names yet. So for example, let's say I'm in bronze rank, and then there's like 500 more people in the bronze rank. I could get matched up with bronze rank and maybe a little silver, maybe a little silver. It can happen. but as long as the points are in range of each other, they're trying to make it balanced to make sure that hey, you have a fair match. You're not going to go up against like from bronze. If you're in bronze, you don't want to face somebody in platinum because if you do that, that's not fair. You do not know how good the player is, and even in platinum, okay, you do not know. So even if you're bronze and there's a player in platinum, that player in platinum cannot get you because you're in bronze rank. You're supposed to be matching with high bronze or low silver. If you're in low bronze, you should be with players with bronze, or maybe in a very rare case, a low silver. That's what I think how it's going to play out. Or it could be based on how many points you have. Something in that area. Then number two is latency. It's going to be the again like the way we talked about server. So number two, three, four, five, and six are going to be the same as the casual play. The only difference with rank play is the points. What rank you are. Now let's talk about the other stuff. Additional info. Once a lobby is populated, teams are balanced based on the skill rating. The casual lobby does not use the skill to determine who gets into the game, but once everyone shows up, it balances the team for a fun match. So basically, no, no skill based is what it's showing here, but it's going to be on skill rating. Okay, not skill based. Okay, that's what it shows here, and it goes to a fun match. It's balanced. Input device lock. Some playlists will enforce what they call input device locking, such as ranked. When players start matchmaking, the input device they are using becomes quote unquote locked in and cannot be switched without leaving the lobby. This is to prevent players from intentionally joining the wrong input device to trick the matchmaker. So for example, the if you are a mouse and keyboard but you accidentally put um or you put you put controller. If you are technically a mouse and keyboard thing and you want to stay there, you have to put that as you're locked in. Once you're locked in, you cannot switch in the match unless you are going back to lobby. You cannot switch back to controller, for example. So, and the reason for this is because they're going to check the device, the wrong. They do not want players to intentionally join the wrong input device to trick the matchmaker. So if you put, let's just say, for example, you are locked in with mouse and key, but then you are not having a good time. Let's say you don't do good with mouse and key, and you want to switch to a controller, for example. They're not letting you do that during mid match because now you are a controller and everybody else is a mouse and key, which is not fair. And the reason why that's not fair is because let's just say the mouse and keyboard players are are dom- dominating you and you're not good at mouse and key. You controller switch, you switch to controller, all of a sudden you have a advantage because you are good with controller. So to prevent that, they lock you in with your input device, which in that case would be mouse and keyboard. Okay. The next thing they talk about is lobby persistence. A casual playlist, the default behavior of lobbies is to persist between matches. This means subsequent games will often include the same players from the previous match. Teams, however, are shuffled each match. Oh, this sounds familiar. Where have I heard of this before? Huh. Oh, that's right. Call of Duty back in the day. That's right. This thing is called lobby persistence. Okay, so why is this important in matchmaking? Because back in the good days of Call of Duty, they let you stay in your lobby, which is called lobby persistence. Now, of course, players will leave. Let's not kid ourselves here. Players do leave, but the players in the same lobby will stay. Like after a match, no disbanding of lobbies. I hear people say disbanding of lobbies. So what this is saying is no disbanding of lobbies or no lobby disbanding. That is so that you can play with the same people and not random people again. Okay? Now of course people will leave, that makes sense. But at least you get to play with the same people and your teams will be shuffled every match. Now if you're in a party, I believe you're fine. You stay in the same thing. Okay? Now that is only for casual games though. With rank play, I believe they are going to be doing a shuffle shuffle. Like people are going to jump in and out, different matches because of the rank play aspect. Waiting queue. It is possible for players to queue in for an open slot in the following situations. For example, number one, if players join a party that's already in a full team, or if a player joins a specific lobby that is full, you will be in the waiting queue. That means you're gonna have to wait for a match. Okay, that makes sense though. That actually makes sense though, because a lot of people want to play a match, and I have a very good feeling that next Tuesday when it comes out, everybody wants to play. So do expect me when we're going live that we're going to be in at least a few waiting queues because of how many players want to play XDefiant. Now that we have gone over the matchmaking system, I want to talk about why a lot of people are praising this over Call of Duty. It's because of a few aspects. Number one, casual play has no SBMM. Okay, in Call of Duty it doesn't matter because there's always SBMM over there. Number two, ping is king in the XDefiant. Similar pings. Similar pings, if you have a ping of 30, another player can have a ping of 34. That's close. Um, Another one could be ping of 145. That's very big. But another person can have a ping of 147. You're close. That makes sense. Again, similar ping, very good. Just keep in mind it's based on that as well. The next thing that Xdefiant has going against Call of Duty is that they are doing the lobby persistence. Lobby persistence helps out, especially in games like this, because you get to play with the same people. Now, obviously, sometimes you want other competition. That makes sense. But the reason why X Defiant has an advantage over Call of Duty is because in the Call of Duty nowadays, if you finish a game, you're gonna see different people. Okay, you see different players. You don't stay in the lobby, unlike X Defiant where you stay in the lobby. Now, sometimes you're gonna get different players. That makes sense. People jump in and out. You're not gonna get everybody at the same time, but at least you get the same people who started. Okay. Number three, uh, input device lock. I believe this is another one that X Defiant wins on. It's because I believe you can change in Call of Duty. I think I've done it before where I go back to controller. In X Defiant, you can't do that. You have to stay with your inputted device. Now I am allowed to switch it, of course, but after the game is over. So if I accidentally put mouse and keyboard for game one, I can go back to the lobby, go to controller to game two, for example. Okay, now that we talked about the matchmaking system, let's talk about now the schedule. I pulled up this tab from XDefiant News and Leaks, and this is what the schedule looks like for the next few days as we prepare for XDefiant. And I will be covering these things in a video. The first one is the launch trailer and preload, which is tomorrow. I will not do a trailer reaction, however. That reason why is because of copyright. However, preloading I will be doing the preload. Okay, number 17. I'm not number 17. May 17, which is this Friday, is the X Defiant debrief, which is basically game news, details, and updates. So I will be covering that on Friday for gaming news this week. On the 20th, next Monday, we're going to be taking a look at the Battle Pass trailer. First look at the Battle Pass for X Defiant. How it's going to look like, what can we expect? I'm going to take a look at that. We will take a look at that trailer, however. Okay, now you might be wondering why we're not taking a look at the launch trailer. Because sometimes they're going to do some copyrighted music and stuff, and we don't want that to have happen. But the Battle Pass trailer is more significant because we get to see the Battle Pass. Okay, number 21, May 21. It's the big day, the biggest day. It's the tips and tricks video. I believe they're going to do a guide. Then, for those of you who watched the All Star, there is an All Star series going on, and it's the final. So, if you watch the competition, that's the finals on the 21st. And then we have the biggest thing on May 21st, and that is preseason live, as in the game finally says, "Hello, I'm here. We are here." The game is launched on May 21st. Now, so that's what the coverage is for the game that we are about to enjoy. And speaking of about to enjoy, allow me to present our schedule specifically for that week. So as you guys can see here on Monday. Now Monday is a little weird, huh? We don't usually do VR chat on a Monday. We don't. But you may have noticed that we have an X Defiant Prep Part 1 and Part 2 as we are going to battle each other out in a special edition of City PvP. That is because that is our training day. Now, obviously, something else is missing this Friday. This Friday, it's not on the board yet because we might have something going on where I'm going to my uncle's house. But I have to see what's going on with that. But for the moment, on Friday, we are playing Fortnite. And it's the first one as a Twitch affiliate. And it's open lobby. And we get to play together. The one on Monday for VR chat, we are going to be doing City PvP. And then 5:30 on Tuesday. The wait is over. The long-awaited Fortnite, X Defiant is here. And to play that, we are also introducing Fortfiant Night on Tuesday with a special edition where we're gonna play both X Defiant and Fortnite on that day. Uh, X Defiant at 5:30, Fortnite at 9:30. But wait, there is more because I am introducing more X Defiant next week, including Fortfiant Friday, where we actually play X Defiant and Fortnite on the same day. So think of so right now, look at the schedule right now. Put Tuesday, copy Tuesday's schedule for Friday of next week, and then copy Fort XDefiant for Wednesday. We're gonna be playing more XDefiant next week than normal, since it's the first week of the game. Okay, we might have some buddies of ours to play. For Thursday, we have VR chat, and then we're gonna play XDefiant. For Friday, we are gonna be doing XDefiant and Fortnite. For Saturday of next week, we still have to see. I'm still thinking of what I'm gonna offer. Okay, but hopefully you guys are excited. I am too. And speaking of preloading, let's go over to my Twitter, and we would now go over the times of preload for you guys. So if you guys are doing the preload tomorrow, US and Canada preload all platforms Thursday, May 16 at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's gonna be 10 a.m. Pacific. South American um players can do that at 2 p.m. BRT on the same day. For those of you who are in Europe, you are at 7 p.m. Central Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, tomorrow. And if you guys live in Asia and Oceania, you guys are Friday, May 17th at 3 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. I believe that's what it says. AET. I'm not sure, but there you go. Those are your preload times for the game. So make sure you follow your region and your preload time so that you guys can download and play on Tuesday, May 21st. Okay? I mean, excuse me, May 16th. Excuse me, I meant to say. Preload is tomorrow for everybody, and then everybody gets to play on the 21st. Oceania and Asia get to play Wednesday, 8 AET, 3 a.m. So that is the times. That's the thing. And here are the if you guys want to see where the servers are for the game, there is a map I found somewhere here. There's a map of the servers uh, right here. So there's your server map for the game. So make sure you find the one near you because ping is king, everybody. That's all for now. We'll see you guys later tonight. This is Mario, and next week we got XDefiant. Enjoy, and we will see you in the battlefield. The question is, will we be defiant enough to win? Enjoy.